hustlers stay hustling, and all my riders stay riding.
I first started training mixed martial arts 2001, 2002 when I was at university, Grand Canyon University in the USA. It was one of the first sports that I ever met, that I ever encountered, where mentally it was as tough as it was physically. I mean, day in and day out, you're going in there, and daily your self-esteem and your ego is getting a check. And it was one of those fights, one of those sports where you have to be mentally as sharp as you are physically, and you have to have the techniques in addition to the conditioning and the strength in order to win.
Went over the first armbar setup.
You know, the game of MMA, first it was NHB, no holds barred, Vale Tudo. You know, when I first started fighting, I fought several times. There weren't really weight classes. Several of the shows that I fought in, you were allowed to do headbutts, you were allowed to soccer kick people on the ground. But slowly over time, especially with Zuffa in the UFC, NHB, no holds barred, became mixed martial arts that you see today. It's definitely changed the sport. It's revolutionized. You know, no longer can you really have guys without weight classes because the skill level's gotten so high. Everybody knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they know Muay Thai, they know kickboxing. It's not style versus style like it was 10, 15 years ago.
Elbows out. Okay, now I got control of this leg. If I don't have control of the leg, what do I got to worry about? One arm in, one arm out. One would be one, the other one would be triangle. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back straight, head up, and I'm going to pop my hips really hard. I'm going to do it all at one time. I'm going to go right here. Back straight, head up, and I'm going to pop my hips. Bang. We're back there.
You know, not just in Thailand, but in all of Southeast Asia, MMA is a newer sport. You know, when I first came to Phuket, Thailand in 2007, there was no real MMA program at Tiger Muay Thai. I established that MMA program, made it a very successful program. You see other top gyms like Phuket Top Team with amazing instructors, third-degree black belt Olavo Abreu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu there. You see AKA Thailand branching out. You see Maximum Fitness. You see a lot of gyms now in Southeast Asia teaching styles that are combative for mixed martial arts. And it's just going to continue to grow in the whole region. You know, mixed martial arts, it's a sport, but it's so much more than that. You know, fighting in its purest form, it's an opportunity to see what's inside of somebody's soul. You know, to see how their spirit reacts. And there's a couple of guys out there that really have that Budo fighting spirit. You know, obviously BJ Penn just recently retired, but when I first grew up, that was an absolute legend to me. Guys like Fedor Emelianenko, Renzo Gracie, Genki Sudo, you know, a lot of these guys, they exemplify mind, body, and spirit every time they step into the ring and compete. And that's something you really have to appreciate both as a fan and as a competitor.
Make sure that I control the top of my shin, pinching the knee tight. One of the things that happens here, a lot of guys will see the foot, they'll grab onto the toes like a toe hold. So I'll take my hand out, secure the back of the elbow, and I'll clear it, pointing my toes straight up into the sky. Now from here I'll move my back onto the mat, and I'll lock the figure four, securing my toes. Both my hands will grab the elbow, and then I extend my hips, pulling this down towards my chest for the spine lock submission.
You know, living in Thailand, obviously it's the home of Muay Thai. So if you're going to be here long term, you're going to develop a passion for this sport. It's the national sport of Thailand. But there's so much more in the fighting culture of Thais than just showing up, punch, elbow, kick, knee. You know, there's a lot of rituals and there's a lot of spirituality that is combined to the martial arts side of things, especially in Muay Thai. And there's a part of me that will always be attached to the Thai culture and just the Nak Muay way of life, for sure. I mean, training in the USA and training in Thailand, they're very similar in the fact that you train hard and you're going over techniques and you're working with different people. But here in Thailand, it makes it a lot easier just to focus on your training. You know, you're not having to work a full-time job. You're able to get the massage that you need for the rehab in between. You know, the beach is a good mental recovery, especially after 2 sessions a day, 5-6 days a week. So Thailand, it's a very simple way of life. It makes it very easy to be a fighter and focus on the things that are most important to your fight career. I think MMA is just going to continue to grow. The athletes are going to get bigger, stronger, faster. The techniques are going to get more advanced. And it's just going to continue, the evolution of the sport is going to continue to manifest into the most popular sport in the world. I mean, you look at, they just had the World Cup. You know, I think eventually you'll see a World Cup of fighting. You know, if there's a soccer match here, a basketball match there, a baseball game over here, but a fight breaks out across the street, everybody's watching the fight. So it's one of those things that it's in our DNA to like fighting. You know, we're warriors as people. You know, either you're a hunter or you're a gatherer. And so I think that the sport of MMA is going to continue to grow, continue to prosper. You've got leading promotions like ONE FC, the UFC, really giving fighters an opportunity to make it into a real career now.
Taps, right? It's a good arm bar. Okay? What happens sometimes though is I get to this point, relax, stack. I get to this point, relax, and maybe he hasn't tapped. And I stay like this. Maybe I even belly down. Okay? Well, when I get into this position on a belly down, he's just gonna jump over my head. He's coming to your knees. To your knees. Now he's inside control.
You know, I think as mixed martial arts continues to progress, you're gonna see the evolution of more and more techniques being used. You know, before, it wasn't that many years ago when people used to tell you that karate wouldn't work in the UFC. Then you see Lyoto Machida knock out Randy Couture with a front teep kick. That's an Olympic wrestler getting knocked out by a karate guy. So I think you're going to continue to see the progression of mixed martial arts. I think with mixed martial arts, you're going to continue to see the advancement of the techniques. You know, it wasn't that long ago when people were telling you that karate was useless for MMA. And then you fast forward and you have a guy like Lyoto Machida knocking out an absolute legend and an Olympic wrestler, Randy Couture, with a front teep to the face. I think you're just going to see people redefine and continuing to redefine what exactly works in a fight. The more advanced people get, the more familiar with the competition everybody becomes. You know, I'm currently in Kuwait at Combat Athletics, spreading Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu into the Middle East. I definitely am eager to get back into competition. I've recovered from a couple of injuries and getting myself back into shape. ONE FC or any of the other larger promotions out there, you know, I'm looking to step back in, entertain my fans. So holler at me. Let's get that contract signed. This fall, coming up, Fox Movies. You guys will be able to check me out on Season 2, Al Batal. Team Baghdad versus Team Elbe. 16 of the top Arab talents from around the world, all coming together, living in one house, fighting each other for the chance to become Al Batal Season 2 champion. You know, anybody that's coming here to Thailand to train, whether you're coming out to the FightLab, whether you're checking out Phuket Top Team, whether you're at any of the other gyms on the island, I want you to just remember, you know, this is a great opportunity for you. Don't waste it. Don't go out and spend your whole time partying. Spend your time focusing on your fitness, mind, body, and spirit. You know, make sure you keep yourself safe and enjoy the islands of Phuket.
Stay riding. Blue bunny around the neck, forever Southside. Forever Southside, I saw me stuff.